It's Ollie. I'm a commercial advisor for founder led recruitment and service businesses. The market is noisy. We simplify. Diagnose first, fix second. And what I'm going to explain to you today is that your next senior hire could be your most expensive mistake. If you're running a recruitment or service business doing between 2 and 5 million, firstly, congratulations. You've built something that many people never will. But this is also where I see a lot of founders make one of the biggest and most expensive mistakes. They convince themselves the next stage of growth needs another hire. We need a managing director or we need a sales director. We need someone who's done this before. So they hire someone with an amazing CV, move forward 6 months, and not a lot has changed. Not because they hired the wrong person, but they actually hired the right person, but into the wrong business. And I've seen it over and over again. Senior people don't solve broken systems, they just expose them. If you've built a business with clarity, consistency, and control, an experienced leader can elevate it. But if you haven't, they just inherit the chaos. So most founders, they don't wake up wanting a managing director, but they reach a point where they're exhausted. Every major approval comes through them or decision, and the biggest client relationships all still sit with them, and the team waits for them. Growth starts feeling harder than it should. Eventually, they conclude, I need someone senior. And maybe you do, but before asking that question, ask yourself, what problem am I trying to solve? Because if you haven't diagnosed the problem, you're asking someone else to come in and fix a business that they don't fully understand. So, mistake number one, you're hiring because you're tired. There's a huge difference between reaching capacity and understanding what's actually stopping the business from growing. Being busy doesn't automatically mean you need to hire someone senior. Sometimes your revenue depends too heavily on you. Sometimes decisions only happen when you're involved, or sometimes your leadership haven't been developed. Sometimes there simply isn't enough structure in the business. None of these problems disappear because someone with an impressive CV joins. They simply inherit them. Mistake number two, you haven't built an operating standard. Founders bring someone in and say, run it how you want, change whatever you think needs changing, just grow it. In truth, that sounds empowering, but it's actually poor leadership. Every experienced leader has their own version of normal. Different meetings, different KPIs, different reporting, different standards, and different sales processes. And before long, half of the business work one way and the other half works another. You've now got two operating standards inside one company. The best senior hires I've seen have worked because they never arrive to reinvent the business. They first understand what made the business successful, then they go and improve it. That's a massive difference. Here's the bit that I think most founders completely underestimate. It isn't just about whether the senior hire succeeds, it's what happens to everyone else. Think about your team leaders, your associate directors, your top performers. Many of them are thinking, if I keep developing, maybe one day that's my opportunity. Then one day you hire externally, bigger salary, bigger bonus, maybe equity, and a completely different package to the rest of the staff. So whether you mean to or not, you've changed the psychology of your business. Many don't hear we've strengthened the business. They hear you don't think I can do that. My future stops here. Before you've seen any return, you've already committed to recruiter fees, salary, bonus, employer cost, management time, onboarding. That's often north of 150 to 200K before you've even earned a pound. If that hire doesn't work, you've got a very expensive exit, a confused leadership team, a damaged culture, good people leave, and a senior hire doesn't just change one role, they change expectations across the business. I've seen this firsthand. A founder hired a very senior leader from one of the biggest recruitment businesses in the market, and on paper, exactly the person that you'd hire. Within weeks, meetings changed, reporting changed, processes, standards, and not because they were wrong, but just doing what has always worked for them. And as it turns out, the founder had one way, the new leader had another, and the team didn't know who to follow. And 12 months later, the hire had gone, the founder was more involved than before, and growth just exposed more problems. It rarely fixes them. So, mistake number three, you are still the bottleneck in your business. Founders tell me they want someone to come and take ownership. Then that person makes a decision and the founder just changes it. The founder calls the client anyway, runs the meeting, makes the final decision, and the team quickly works out who's really in charge. That is founder dependency. So, what would I do instead? And that is before spending a pound recruiting, I'd answer these three questions. Question one, where does your revenue actually come from? Question two, is success actually repeatable in your business? Question three, how dependent is the business on you? If losing one client changes everything, that means you've got a commercial control problem. If your success isn't repeatable, that is a structural control problem. And if everything still depends on you or a small leadership team, you have a leadership control problem. So when a moment comes up like this, because it certainly will, don't ask, who should I hire? Ask, what problem am I trying to solve? And the first question, that means you are spending money and you're at risk. The second question is what builds a better business with better decisions. I'm Ollie from Sales and Talent Lab. I help founder-led recruitment and service businesses identify what's truly holding their business back. So they know exactly what needs to change before they waste time, money, and energy fixing the wrong problem. The market is noisy. We simplify. Diagnose first, fix second. In the next episode, I'll show you the first three things that I would diagnose in your business before recommending any change.